country, no, $1 million.
Oh, million.
Your first million was,
Million,
it
yes.
took a long time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So things can be built a lot faster because the country has come a long way, there's an ecosystem, there's venture capitalists and so on. How should they be thinking, if you were to start Infosys today, what would you do?
Well, I think if you want to start something like Infosys, you would have to use a slightly different model. And that is, you have to bring a set of unique expertise in a niche area. You have to use a business model which Infosys or Wipro or TCS or IBM, Accenture, they don't use. Because if you want to play the game our way, it will be very difficult. Simple reason, we have created 32 million square feet of office space. We invest approximately about 1,000 crores every year on R&D. We have some 110,000 employees. We have offices in 90 countries. Therefore, trying to play the game our way, it will be difficult for you. On the other hand, if you got to one niche area where, thanks to your agility, your smartness, you can do things better than us. If you can demonstrate it to a client, then you will be creating a new field where you will be the leader and we will be the followers. So the name of the game is, if you are not, as I think it's Robert Maxwell, I think, the fellow who writes books on leadership, as well as Al Rice, the marketing guru. As he says, if you're not in the top 3 in any field, there's no point in being there. He says, create a new field where you become the leader. So my request to you, my suggestion is, please think of a niche area of service and become the leader. It doesn't matter how small you are, but because you are ahead of us in time. And you will have track record earlier than us, and therefore people will listen to you with some attention.
Well, so, let's say you do focus and get a niche advantage. The question is, if you're in a place like Hubli, and the big markets are Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, and so on, in some ways, you being in India, were able to sort of grab the market somewhere else. So people in Hubli, the companies in Hubli, how do they grow their business without moving out? That is, I think the sort of one theory is you need to be where the big markets are. But I think the Infosys model proved that you can build talent and you can build a business, not necessarily where the markets are because of some competitive advantages. How should people in Hubli be thinking about that?
Well, there are two kinds of businesses. First, businesses like Infosys, I'll get to that later. Second, there are opportunities for building businesses and creating wealth in Hubli. I'll give you examples based on the funding that Catamaran Venture Capital company has indeed invested in. For example, we have invested in a company that provides uniforms to school children in big cities. If one of you sat down tomorrow and said, look, every year the school principals find it a big hassle to get uniforms stitched. You go to the 50 schools in Hubli and then say that every year on May 31st, I will make sure that you have all the uniforms that are required, and this will be my fee. You don't have to call the tailor 10 times. Parents will not have to worry. They don't have to go to various shops in search, etc., etc. You can actually build that business to probably to start with 100 crores. Second, today one of the biggest problems that elders face or families face in a city like Bombay or Bangalore is the fact that they have to go a long distance to meet doctors, or to a clinic where there are doctors with specialized skills. One of the young entrepreneurs that we have financed is a brilliant graduate from Amherst College. He was valedictorian there, and then he went to Harvard Business School, very bright fellow. So he has started this scheme wherein in Bombay, right now he's doing it in Mumbai, he has created specialized centers in each of the suburbs, and he has found that no place is more than a couple of miles from a center. Number two, these people call houses once in a week or something and then find out, is everything okay? Do you need any special, attention, etc., etc. So I mean, there are further details. I am not going into details. The point is, he has provided a differentiated business value to people, and people are ready to pay. And I'm sure even in Hubli, people will be ready to pay, because when you have got old, you need that medical care. You need the doctor either to come home, or it should be easy for you to get there. But in this model, the doctors even go home. Next, we have financed a very bright young man again. He was a gold medalist from IIT Kharagpur. Then he went to Johns Hopkins, did his PhD in medical electronics, and he came back to India and he said, look, I want to make a difference to how the youngsters learn. So he was quite surprised by the focus that youngsters have on these joint entrance examinations, IITs and all this. So he said, look, this is not good, because many of them were neglecting their school studies, and the result was they did well neither in their normal classes nor in their joint entrance exam. So what he has come out with a model that combines preparation for the joint entrance exam and the school, that is ISC or SSLC or whatever, pre-university or CBSE, etc. And therefore, and that is becoming a very popular one. So the point I'm making is, right here in Hubli, you can think of ideas that will make a difference to the people of this place. And in the beginning, it will be difficult to break that barrier of how people will pay for these services. But once you hold on to it, once the first one, the second one, the third one starts paying, everybody else will pay. There is another person that we are right now discussing, we have not yet done. And what he does is he finds that there are a lot of students from North India in engineering colleges in Bangalore. And they want to have their chapati, their sabji, etc., with not too much oil, but the way their mother prepared, etc., etc. So this guy has got some cooks from North India, and he is preparing, he is supplying to the students of these engineering colleges. And I can tell you that given the number of engineering colleges in Bangalore and other colleges, he is month after month he is finding a growth like 20%. So the point I'm making is you don't have to do something extraordinary, something out of this world to create opportunities for entrepreneurship, to create opportunities for creating wealth. It is all out here. But the key issue is how do you create differentiated business value?
Great. Naveen, how much more time do we have? 15 minutes. Well,
I'm taking a little bit more time for answering, but...
No. They're all good answers, right? Yeah, come on. Yeah. So, Murthy, one of the things is, people always think about corruption, right? And corruption gets in the way of companies, gets in the way of the progress of the country. But you've been able to build a pretty large enterprise without ever having given a penny of bribe. So, what suggestions do you have for people building businesses? And also, how should we look at this country, making sure that the corruption doesn't take a big hit on the GNP?
Well, value system always translates directly to your ability to pay a certain price, pay a certain cost. Let me explain to what I mean by that. If Ravi and I, we are going on a road and we see 1,000 rupee note, there is nobody else looking at us. Ravi says, no, this belongs to some poor
By the
man.
way, I'm also known as Ravi, so just in case you get confused. I have lots of names.
So he says, look, this belongs to some poor person, so let's give it to the police station. On the other end, I say, no, you keep 500, I'll keep 500. Nobody has seen us. Obviously, his value system is better than mine because he's willing to forego the benefit of that 500.